Hi guys, good evening. Just give me one moment. I'm just trying to set up. Hi Pradeep, hi Kamal, Shashikal. So guys, as I said, I'm actually having one of my friends coming over and sharing his trading platform. So just setting it up. So let's wait. Hi Srini, hi Hit, hi Deepak, hi Narayan. Okay, so let me see. Hi Dylan, you're here?
Yes. Hey, how are you? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Perfect. Thanks for having me.
No worries, buddy.
So yeah, my partner Ben, I'm not sure if we're able to get him joined. He said he wasn't able to. If not, we can roll solo here, but completely up to you. I'm just a guest on your show here.
No, that's fine. Like, what's the error he's getting?
The error he's getting is saying that he needs to be an authorized attendee. Maybe he needs to be sent the invite or something. But again, if it's a pain, no problem.
It
Just
should
kind of
not be the
rolling.
case because I share you the same link. Usually, I do the same thing. You can come and you can join because I share the same link with everybody on the
Okay,
YouTube channel, and then they join. There's
gotcha.
nothing specific on my end.
All right. Well, you know what? Let's continue. I don't want to ruin your flow here. It's probably an issue on our end and don't want it to impact
I
the
think he's
show
here.
here. So
He's here.
I got it. Oh,
Hi
looks like
Ben.
he's here.
Yeah.
All right. Well, great first impression. What do you say?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, Ben.
Okay, cool. Yeah, sorry about that. I wasn't able to, I guess I had to create an account for Zoom. I didn't have a Zoom account.
Okay. That may be the reason.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. So let me introduce you guys. So guys over YouTube, I have a couple of my friends, Ben and Dylan. They have a trading platform which is automated and which allows you to set up some rules, and based on that, it does automated trading for you. And it is totally integrated with Thinkorswim, and they're really excited about it, and they wanted to like give us a demo. So I'm just handing it over to them for first 15-20 minutes, and then we'll do our daily analysis. In case anybody has any questions, you can put that on the YouTube channel and I'll take it to them. All right. Thank you very much. So Ben, Dylan, it's up to you now.
Fantastic. Well, we really appreciate that. Thank you so much for inviting us on the show, Novel. What we'd like to do, and if this is possible, I'd love to share my screen. Now, when I go to do it, it says I can't do that while you're sharing. So I
I'll
don't want
stop
to.
sharing and you can do that.
All
now.
right, perfect. So give me 1 second and I should be good to go here. All right. So let me know when you can see my screen.
Yes, I
All
can see
right.
this.
Perfect. Now, I'm not sure if you guys can see me on video or not, but not important. You're not here to see my mean mug.
No,
But
we can see you. Yes, both of you.
okay, great. Well, pleasure to see everybody. So I'm Dylan Del Rosso, one of the three co-founders of Peakbot. I'm joined here by my partner, Ben, another co-founder. Many would say the brains behind Peakbot. So what we're here to show you very briefly is our automated trading platform. As Naval mentioned, we built a automated stock trading platform for the everyday person. And the way we did that was by integrating with TD Ameritrade and of course Thinkorswim. So we've been in business for about 3 years. We beta tested for 2 of those, and we commercially launched our product last August. So we have a community of automated traders for the last year here who are walking around with a stock trader in their pocket. So the whole concept was We're not financial advisors, so none of this, by the way, is financial advice. We'll get that out of the way. But what we do is you pick the stock and our bots do the rest, right? So what you can see here, this is our website, usepeakbot.com. You can come here. We do offer a 2-week free trial for everybody. And I think by the end of this call, we might have a coupon code set up here, Naval, for your audience as well. But there's a ton of good information here. One thing to note is we like to say, the only automated trading platform on the market who shares a full list of our traders' results. As some of you viewers might know, this industry is one that has a lot of bad stories, and it's a lot of scams and a lot of bad business out there. So we're coming here with an angle of making automated trading for the everyday person accessible, but we wanted to make it easy, affordable, and transparent. So we have results that we can share on our website. We update watch lists every week. But what I was going to do here quickly is take you into the PeakBot homepage. What you'll notice here is we took a really simplified version to automated trading, right? It's 2023. There's still no household name for automated algorithmic trading. So what we've done here is we've taken very well-known, relatively low-risk trading strategies, manual trading strategies, and we've automated them. These are our 3 bots that are on the market right now. We have a equities bot. One thing that's really important to note is that this is all swing trading strategies. No day trading. There is maybe a handful of situations with an iron condor where you might execute a day trade, but so we have a momentum bot that'll hold you in a position for about 2 to 5 days on average. There's a ton of good information in here as to what the bot is built on, all technical indicators and conditional trading logic, things like RSI, MACD, Bollinger Bands, volume, etc. We have a ton of data and back tested and live results that we can share with anybody. Additionally, our most popular bot is the wheel. It's an options trading strategy. We're selling cash secured puts and covered calls on contracts that expire weekly. So we're here for that passive income, that premium that we're collecting every single week. Very popular strategy, been performing very well this year. I'll kick it to Ben really quick, just because I'm no expert on iron condor, just to explain that in maybe 30 seconds or so. And if there's any questions, we're happy to answer them along the way. Please interrupt us. But I'll kick it to Ben quickly, and then we can kind of get into how it all works.
Yeah, sure thing. So the iron condor, if you do trade options, you've probably heard of the iron condor before. So the iron condor is basically a bet that the stock price of, well, we set this up for the SPY and the QQQ tickers. So it's basically a bet that the price will stay within a certain range. So our iron condor trades on 1 day till expiration contracts, and we do have an adjusting entry built in if the price were to get so high as to breach the short call or so low as to breach the short put. We'll end up taking the loss there, but we'll minimize our losses by putting in that adjusting entry. But that's all something that the algorithms will do for you. So just a reminder, as Dylan stated, like all of these strategies that we're talking about, momentum, wheel, iron condor, these are all relatively common and popular trading strategies. We're just automating it. Could you trade these yourself? Absolutely. We hope you do, but then we hope that you, after doing it 20 times on your own, realize like, hey, PeakBot exists. I could automate this. I don't have to think about it. That was the appeal for us, and that's why we started this company to begin with.
Yep.
We wanted to remove that manual layer of, placing these trades ourselves.
And it's executing, right? That's what's very important to stress here. It's actually executing the trade on your behalf. So it's not an alert or a signal, right, that you might find in a Discord channel, which is great, but it's only as good as your reaction time, right? So you're actually notified by TD Ameritrade or Thinkorswim that you execute a trade live. So you get notified after it takes place. So now, do you have any questions? If not, I can fly through just how it works quickly, if that works for you.
Yes, Dylan, I have one question. What is the lag between the system initiating a request to TD Ameritrade? Because like for the last 1 week or so, even if you're trading TD Ameritrade, there were like issues with the option spreads. And in such kind of situations, how would PeakBot actually does the execution? when there are gaps, the spreads are really bad.
Sure.
So how did you manage
Yeah.
to
So,
account for that?
so we mitigate that by pretty much hand selecting the stocks that are tradable on PeakBot. So like I mentioned, for Iron Condor, you can only trade the SPY and the QQQ, and the spreads on those are pretty tight to begin with. On the wheel strategy, where we're selling cash secured puts and covered calls, we're looking at data from barchart.com. That's where we get a lot of our data. And we're picking the top 100 or so most liquid options change. So what Dylan has on the screen here is our watch list. We put it in a Google Sheet. It's easiest for us to manage, and the formulas in Google Sheet update the price automatically for us.
Yeah, we know it's not sexy. It's fine.
So it doesn't have to be. Data is data. So what we do is we hand select options change that are liquid, that have tighter spreads, so that way you can get in at a price that you want. And we're also placing limit orders. So we're not going to place a market order where there could be some massive slippage if there's not a lot of liquidity. But those are just some of the few measures that we put in place, so that way people trading with PeakBot get the price that they should be getting.
Okay. Thank you for that. I think one of my friend JK, he is asking, can we trade futures with it, and can we build our own strategies?
So no futures just yet. We are building a list for demand for futures. So JK, if you want us to, we could shoot you a message over on YouTube here. We can get you added to that list if you're interested. But no futures just yet. And then in terms of building your own strategies, no, that's something that we wanted to avoid, actually. And there are companies out there that offer build your own bot, basically. Our goal with PeakBot was we wanted this to be super simple for anybody to come in and use. And you can see Dylan's on screen here. You basically just hop on, you select your bot. Once you do that, you pick a stock or 2 stocks or 3 stocks, however many stocks you want to trade. And then you enter a dollar amount for your budget, and you click activate, and that's it. Then the bot's going to start monitoring the market, and it'll start to enter positions for you.
Yeah.
And
So what you can, sorry, go ahead.
Is there any specific time when the bot goes into activation, or it looks for those specific parameters which we set, and then it looks for the trade and executes it?
Sure. So Momentum, our equities trading bot, will look for certain parameters. The wheel will get you into a position on Mondays between like 11 a.m. and 12 p.m. We want to try to avoid that morning volatility on Mondays, and then get you in that weekly expiring contract. So that way you get the most for your premium for that week. We sell strikes at around the negative 0.25 delta for cash secured puts, and around the 0.25 delta for covered calls on Mondays. If you don't get in on Monday, if you miss Monday, we do have backup. You can run this on Tuesday. If you are already in your position on Monday, the bot just won't trade for you on Tuesday. And then the Iron Condor will get you in around the same time on Tuesdays and Thursdays, around 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. And that will actually monitor stock price. So that way, if it breaches one of the legs, whether you got your call spread or your put spread, and if the stock price breaches one of those, then it'll move either the call or the put strike up to the other one. So it forms like an iron butterfly, and it'll hedge your loss there. So we do monitor for that. So it depends on the strategy.
So like one of the questions which I also had was that supposedly I set up this PeakBot, okay, and now I want to see my trade. So I will see my trade in TD Ameritrade as my open position.
That's correct.
That's right. Yep.
And what if I close it over there?
It'll react.
You certainly can. You can definitely close on TD. We encourage people. I mean, there's, myself, sometimes I'm more risk averse. Like if I see a nice gain in my account, I'm probably going to close that position manually, because I want to lock that in and I want to move on to the next trade. So yeah, you could definitely do that. And then the bot will pick up on that. The bot will, next time it checks your account, it'll see that position no longer exists, and then it'll start to look for the other side of the position. So it'll look for the entry.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think a couple of more questions from the YouTube audience.
Sure.
One
Great.
question is how authentication happens and how secure it is.
Sure.
And second question is
Gotcha.
on the wheel strategy. How do you select strikes or delta?
Sure.
Great.
So in terms of authentication and how secure it is, I'll just start by saying your money never goes into Peakbot. We're integrated with TD Ameritrade. We use their OAuth integration. So essentially, all you have to do is within Peakbot, you have to log into your TD account, and that's it. We're integrated there. So Dylan's going to show that on screen. You go to broker integration, and there's an option just to connect your TD Ameritrade account there. So it's OAuth authentication. Really the only, I guess, personally identifiable information that Peakbot holds is your name and address. Other than that, we're not really holding anything too important there. So if you trust TD Ameritrade to keep your trading credentials safe and your money safe, that's how safe Peakbot is.
Yep. We're commercial
and then
developers with them.
that's right. That's right. And as we're transitioning over to Schwab, we're also commercial developers with Schwab, and we're looking to add a number of other brokers in the next couple of months. In terms
Delta.
of selecting strikes or delta on wheel strategy, the strike that the bot selects is going to be, in the case of a cash secured put, the put that most aligns, or the strike that most aligns with the delta that is closest to negative 0.25 or greater. So if it's negative 0.26, we'll go to the next strike price up. And then it's just the inverse on covered call. So we'll look for the 0.25 delta, and we'll try to get closest to 0.25, but less than. I hope that makes sense. I do see some more questions coming in here.
And if at any point it makes sense for me to just quickly, it takes 30 seconds to show how easy it is to add a stock to the portfolio, but happy to keep answering questions. You just tell us, Naval.
For time's sake, Dylan, why don't you just go ahead and do that, and I'll just keep answering questions. So we got another question from Salim. For selling cash secured puts, can I set my own strikes? No, you cannot set your own strikes. Again, this goes back to usability. We want the beginner to just hop in and not have a ton of inputs. So the bot's going to be selecting strikes for you. Next question is, what if I have a small account? Will the PDT be an issue? So PDT being pattern day trading. We're not day trading here, so no issue with that. These are going to be weekly trades. We get you into a position on Monday, and really, we're not even getting you out of the position. We're going to let that go through till expiration. And if you do get assigned shares at the end of the week, we're just going to flip that strategy and start selling covered calls for you. If you don't have a TD Ameritrade account, make a TD Ameritrade account. That's the best answer right now. There's a limited amount of brokers that we can work with, just due to API limitations and the stuff that we need to do. There are other options like Interactive Brokers and E-Trade and a few others that we're looking at. And as we continue to expand, we'll expand out to those brokers for sure. But if you are interested in using Peakbot, make a TD Ameritrade account. You can do it in 5 minutes. Get it funded. Start with Peakbot with a 2-week free trial. If for some reason your TD Ameritrade funds don't clear in time, let us know. We'll extend your free trial for you. Let's see.
And one question here, Ben.
Yep.
People, I have seen many people trading from Canada or from Europe.
Mm-hmm.
And will Peakbot still be available for them using it outside of America?
Fortunately not.
Yeah. So if they're able to make a TD Ameritrade account, then the answer is yes. But I think you need a social security number to make a TD Ameritrade account. So it's definitely something that we're working on. To get this product out there, we went for the path of least resistance. So that's why we are where we are now. But we're always looking to grow our expand our reach, grow our audience, and service everybody, because we truly want to be the household name for algorithmic trading, and we're going to do that by making it just super simple to use.
Yep.
So should I keep answering questions that are popping in, or I'll let
Yes,
you.
yes.
Okay, cool.
Questions will give them much more clarity, because
Sure.
most of the people here are technical people. They know how to like use the APIs and
Great.
Okay.
setups. But like if they get their mind clear that yes, this thing is useful, they'll jump onto it.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, hey, you could absolutely go out and code this yourself and make this with TD Ameritrade's APIs. I'm not saying you can't.
We
It's
dare you.
not rocket science to do that. We're just saying for $20 or $19 a month, we've done it for you. So that's the thing. We have a question here, or a statement. Last week's performance. We actually offer.
I got it on the screen.
Okay, cool. We show everybody's performance that trades with
Yep.
PeakBot. So you can go to usepeakbot.com, and then we have a results tab there. Go ahead and check that out. I'm going to keep flipping.
So on
through
the
these
screen right
questions here.
now, just for some clarity, what I'm showing is our wheel results. So this is last week. So what we're showing is the amount of capital secured, premiums that were earned, the return on that capital and the percentage, and what stocks were traded, meaning what contracts they entered. So you can see the power of scale here. And this is what we're here for, people. This is the premium that we're chasing. This is the passive income. We shoot for anywhere from 0.5% to 2% a week in premiums, right? Now, of course, about maybe 20 to 30% of the time, you may get assigned your shares, of course. That's, of course, I'm referring to the wheel here. But yeah, this is what we're here for. I personally, and Ben and anybody who knows the PeakBot community knows that I suck at trading stocks. I'm personally at 40% year to date running these 10 to 11 wheel contracts. I'm in here maybe every few weeks, making changes to my contracts, but, Carvana really is the reason for it. But that's been at the top of our watch list for quite some time. So Ben, I'll let you get back to answering questions. And Naval, we really appreciate the extra time here. So, we'll continue as long as it works for you.
Yeah, you can take 10 more minutes. I'm fine with that.
Cool.
You're the man.
So Deepak's got a question about the TDA and Schwab merger. Yes, APIs are changing. Official APIs will be released. Schwab let us know in the winter. Not sure exactly what that means. So what has been happening is people that have their accounts migrated from TDA to Schwab, they're just making another TD Ameritrade account. You can still make a TD Ameritrade account, and then they're just transferring their funds back in there to trade with PeakBot. Unfortunately, we're kind of handcuffed, and there's nothing that we could really do since those APIs aren't released for developers yet. It's an unfortunate situation. I wish it was different, but that also is a reason why we're driving to add more brokers onto our platform. Next question is from Krish. Who sets a stop loss? Can we, or does the bot use its own logic? So we use a stop loss. Yeah, we use a stop loss in momentum. It's an adaptive stop loss that's based on volatility and price movement. So the bot will set it for you. Typically on an average stock, I mean, it's debatable what average stock means. It's usually around like 5 or 6%. Like, we want to give the price some room to move because if we catch a small dip in the morning, for example, and then we have a long run in the afternoon, we don't want to miss out on that. So we do build that in. It is adaptive. It's based on volatility, and that's for momentum. For the wheel, there's no stop loss. We're letting those contracts run through expiration. You might get assigned, and then you'll just flip that and start selling covered calls. For Iron Condor, you could call it a stop loss, but it's, for example, if you got your spread set up, if the stock price drops below your puts, we're going to move those calls since they've already made a good amount. They've made about 90 to 95% of what they were meant to make. We'll move those calls to the put strike and then form that iron butterfly there to get you some more premiums to hedge your loss. What is the minimum amount to start? So we do utilize margin. We don't force you to trade with margin. We only utilize margin to allow your trades to clear quicker than T+2. And that's really how you can leverage the power of PeakBot, because we are swing trading. So if we get you out of a position, if we see an opportunity to get you back in, the bot's going to want to get you back in. So you're going to need that cash available. So for that, we usually tell people minimum is around 2,500. You need $2,000 in your TD Ameritrade account to leverage or to utilize margin. But we recommend 2,500 in case in your first trade or two, you might see a little dip below that amount. So 2,500 is a good buffer. Let's see.
And what I'm showing on screen here is how to add stocks for the wheel. So you can only select from the watch list for the wheel. We're playing a little bit of defense for you. What it's showing you is 3 steps. Select your bot, select your stock, select your budget. So for the wheel, you select the number of contracts you like to enter, and it tells you the estimated number of estimated amount of capital you need available in your account to enter these contracts. So anyway, you can just hit activate, agree, and then you'll see it added in there in your budget.
One question I have, like, I think everybody will have. Most of the people trade options. So can we trade options with momentum, or it's only specific to stocks?
No, it's specifically stocks right now. Glad that was brought up though, because we are looking for a momentum-based strategy for options. So, join the platform. That'll be soon to come. Hopefully you get started on the wheel or iron condor. Both of those are great strategies. As you can see, Dylan's a big wheel fan here on his account.
Love it.
A lot of us are big wheel fans. Great strategy. But yeah, no, to answer the question right now, momentum is just equities based. Options soon to come.
Okay, thank you.
You got it. I'm trying to keep up with questions here.
I'll give you the question. Like,
okay,
can
cool.
we choose our own stocks for the strategies?
Yes,
yep.
You actually
for momentum. Sorry, Ben.
Yeah, you have to choose your own stocks. We're not financial advisors, so we legally cannot choose the stocks for you. So Dylan, press the start button. You basically just select the bot, and then in this search bar here, you can start typing in a ticker. So
if there's anybody, Naval, you can name a stock.
Go for Tesla or something.
I'll go with Amazon and Google.
All right, so Google. Ben, for some reason, to be honest with you, Amazon wasn't showing up when I was typing it. We'll talk off screen.
Okay.
But so Google, whatever it might be, Tesla, you can add as many stocks as you'd like here. Right. And you can type it in by the name of the stock business, name of the business or the stock ticker. So if I want to add both of these and I wanted to do $1,000 for each, I would just set my budget, hit activate. I would then agree. And then both Google and Tesla are added here for $1,000 each, and they're active. Active just means that they're going to now start actively scanning the market, looking for the buy criteria. So that's how you get it added. And so, with momentum, you can essentially choose any stock that's available on TD Ameritrade with very few exceptions. With the wheel, you're still selecting your own stocks, but you are selecting from the watch list. Same thing with the iron condor.
Okay. And can that watch list be customized, or it's the watch list which is come by default from Peakbot?
So yeah, it's updated every week. We have taken, feedback from our audience and our community and our traders. If we had somebody who traded the wheel manually on a certain stock and they came to Peakbot and it wasn't available on the watch list and they said, hey, I would like to have this stock added. As long as we do our due diligence and we can approve that, then we've done that many times where we'll add a stock on just based on a request. So we have our process, but so it's not fully customizable. We're doing the work each week. The momentum watch list comes out every Wednesday, and the wheel watch list appropriately comes out every weekend on Sunday. So not fully customizable, but we do try to keep it relatively interactive.
All right. I think the last question is, can we update the stop loss? Like some people, when they're trading options, right? In kind of wheel strategies, the option fluctuate too much in case of volatility environment, right? For example, Tesla. So can we disable stop loss, or can we put a certain level of percentage on that stop loss?
The answer right now is no.
Okay.
We tried it in beta.
We did try it in a beta test group. It didn't work out well, just because a lot of traders using PeakBot are newer traders, so they'll set their stop losses very, very tight, and they would wind up losing like 90% of their positions because they had like a 1% stop loss, and it just didn't work out well. And you know, in all honesty, like we're trying to reduce the amount of inputs somebody needs to get started. So we do want this to be just a few clicks, and not having all of these configurations like some of our competitors. Like I think our closest competitor has a minimum of 7 different configurations to set up before you can actually let the bot trade for you. So we wanted to avoid that and keep it super simple.
Okay. So
Yep.
thanks for
And
that.
then one thing, Naval, we just want to let you know that we just put this in the chat for you. We did create a code for your audience here, anybody who's tuned in. Of course, a 2-week free trial. All you have to do is go to app.usepeakbot.com. That'll take you right in to create your account, or you can just visit our website, usepeakbot.com. Either one will get you started. And we offered a 50% off coupon code for your first quarterly subscription at any level. And the code is in all capital letters, Turban. So if anybody wants to use that, please feel free. That's a custom code.
Okay. Thank you for that, Dylan and Ben. So
Absolutely.
guys, it's almost 10:40. I think we had a reasonable amount of Q&A. And
yes, thank you so much.
Yeah,
because like when we interact, we get to know the product from a different perspective,
for
right?
sure.
Absolutely.
So
No, this was incredibly helpful. We really appreciate you having us on the show, and well, we'll come back anytime you'll have us, but hopefully
Sure.
this was good for your audience. And if there's any other questions, please feel free to contact us on our website. There's a little chat feature.
And you can also like post a message on Twitter, tag me in so that like
Sure.
anybody who wants to reach out to you, they can reach out to you directly.
Great.
Because I don't want to be the middleman. You can
No, come on over. Our DMs are open, and if they're not, you can contact us at support@usepeakbot.com.
All right. Thank you guys. Thank you for joining and sharing your product.
Thanks so much,
Thank you so
Naval.
much, Naval. Have a great night.
Thank you. Bye.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
All right, guys. Now let's come back. I hope you got to know this product. If anybody is interested, you can try a demo or a trial version. If you have any questions, you can reach out to them. And like I don't have anything. I tried this product. I found it like people who are in office and they need some kind of easy trading. This looks very simple to me. Anybody can go and do this. That's the reason I just shared this demo. All right. So hi everyone. Like so many questions. Thank you for like showing your curiosity and trying to understand the product. Really, really good. So let's start our daily analysis for tomorrow. I'll not be going through the big list today because we have a lot of numbers tomorrow. So I'm going to focus on how to interpret those economic numbers and how ES and NQ is going to behave on that. In case you have any questions regarding any of the tickers, we can definitely go through them and try to see what are the possible levels for them. All right. So let me just open up what you call investing.com. And economic calendar for tomorrow. So tomorrow we have, you see, there are a lot of economic numbers. First is initial jobless claims. This is really, really important at this time. And then we have non-farm employment numbers. Last time they came in nice, 278. This time the forecast is 230. I don't know whether we are going to, in my opinion, we should be 230 for sure. We should be around 260 to 80 because unemployment is all-time low. If unemployment is all-time low, then people are actually doing jobs and maybe multiple jobs. So this count should be higher. So this means that the economy is growing stronger and stronger. And all the interest rates and everything has no impact whatsoever. Jobless claims, I think they will be at par or less. I don't think so it's going to be massive rise to this number. Maybe it's like 10,000 upside or on the downside, but I don't think that it's going to be really big deviation from 245. It should be in line, most likely. The most important numbers are this numbers at 9:45, like, and 10 o'clock. These numbers are really important. The PMI, non-manufacturing meaning services PMI. Okay. This is really important. Last time we had 50, this time we're expecting it to 51. Now, if it comes lower than 51, like usually 50 is the threshold, below 50, you are shrinking, above 50, you're growing. So in this services PMI, if we are less than 50, it's going to be bad for the market. It can actually trigger that negative sell-off. If we are above 50, 52, 53, I think we'll break this 45, 44.95 area. We'll break that. We'll break and we'll hit 45, 47. That's what I am aiming for, 45, 47 area. So 10 p.m. job openings, 10 not p.m., 10 a.m. services PMI. Keep a note, it is ISM non-manufacturing PMI. It should be above 51. I'm expecting it to be in the range of 52 to 53. If it is lower than 51, if it is 52, market will like it. If it is 51, market will okay with it. Below 51, even it is like 50.9, market will not like it. So ISM non-manufacturing meaning services PMI is really important. It should be above 52, 53 for market to move higher. Otherwise, we will go down. This services PMI or S&P PMI, which will come, this will give you a little bit idea about purchase manager index, like how the purchasing managers are buying. What is the consumer confidence? So right now, consumer is showing some resilience. So it should be at par or around this number. But for me, the most important one is the job openings. If the number of job openings are higher, that will give Fed to may increase more than 3 hikes this year. In August, October, December. Right now, 2 are accepted and kind of agreed by the forecasters that yes, we have 2 hikes, and that's what has been conveyed by FOMC governors and the chairman. But if we have high job openings, it means that employment is really hot. If employment is hot, inflation is not going to come down. Because employment gives you money you're going to spend, consumer confidence will get high, and there will be more demand will rise, lead to rise in prices, rise in prices consolidated will lead into higher inflation, and that's the problem. It's a cycle. So the amount of liquidity crunch we were expecting from the bond buying and from other balance sheet reduction program has not taken yet. So it's going to be really interesting numbers. That's why I'm not doing any of the tickers, but we'll be focusing on the index level, because if index levels are good, we can find out the individual tickers and then trade based on those tickers. All right. So these numbers, job openings, service PMI, make sure you understand them before you trade. There's no point trading futures tonight. There's no point trading 9:30 to 10 a.m. Tomorrow morning. Wait for these numbers. If you wait for these numbers, you will have much better opportunity to trade. Do not preempt these numbers, because the reaction, we are not sure what's going to happen. Wait for the numbers, understand the numbers. I've given you kind of idea how to interpret the numbers, but wait for the numbers to come out. If you try to preempt a position, if you try to preempt a trade, you will most likely end up in losses. Okay. Trading at the right time is really, really important. And not trading on a specific period is really important. All right. So let's go back into the levels now. Let me clear this. Anybody has any question? Let me share the Zoom link right away, because I am doing this for Q&A. So this is Zoom link right away. If anybody wants to join in, you can join in, and then we can discuss the ticker if you have, and we can also go through the ES levels. I've shared the Zoom link. I know there is a lag, but let's. So first and foremost, let's look at the book map, just to give. So this is the book map for ES. And you can clearly see that we have some massive support. This orange bar is around 44.67 to 44.65. So in case market dumps around this area, I'll be a buyer. I'll be definitely a buyer at this area, because the market momentum is positive. Every dip is getting bought. So in case we dip and we hold 44.60, 44.65 area, I'll definitely take a shot on going long. 4,500 is an area where I'm finding some level of resistance on the book map currently. Yep, that's the book map I have for ES. So 44.65 is an area where you need to jump in on a positive side. Below this, if we lose this, I think we'll open the sell-off. So 4465 to 4468, 4467 is an area where you can be really, really keen to watch. And guys, if anybody has any questions, please raise your hands, and then I'll open the mic for you. Let's go to the chart for ES. Let me close L2, time sales, and 1-day chart. And guys, I have noticed one more thing. Like since last week or so, the charting has really slowed down on Thinkorswim. This morning, the phone app was really slow, and now it's like even the charts which are coming up are really, really slow. Now, this is the daily time frame. You see, right now we are in the top level of regression channel. We have resisted 1 time, 2 time, third, but we are still on a high DMI, positive, 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 positive. But if we have to be negative, we need to lose this area. We need to, like this big candle which was there, we need to lose it. Otherwise, we are just making another bull flag. Let me just increase the size of the candles so that you can see. This is another bull flag. if we lose like the middle of this area, let me pick up the dollar sign here. Drawing set dollar. If we come here, see it also coming as 4468, which was in line with the book map. The 4465, 4468 is really important. That was also the low for today, 4466. So this is an area where if we do a fake breakdown, we'll come down and we'll hit 4458 and we'll bounce back. Definitely keep an eye on this because the market momentum is really strong. There's no weakness at all. And if there's a fake breakdown, we should be looking forward to use that. Again, for the logic, because I'm writing the numbers here, you can make a note of it. 4468 is 4465. This is a main area where right now it's 4477. If we come around this area, I'll try along. If it breaks and goes to 4458 and then come back within 10 to 15 minutes, like usually they come back in a minute, but if they come back and regain 4465, 4468, time to go long. If it come back and stay below 4468, 4465 range, it's a perfect time to go short. Again, I will repeat, 4468, 4465 is the make or break wall for ES. If we break down and we go below 4458, make a new low, regain itself in 10 to 15 minutes above 4468, 4465, time to go long. If we are not able to reclaim this area, then it's time to go short. And this time, if we go short, this will become an evening star. We will hit 4440, which is the 12 EMA. And for me, this will become an M pattern then. And M is a nasty pattern for me. So if we lose 4440, you can be rest assured that we are going to hit 4350 area pretty soon. There are gaps which are there. That gap may be filled if we lose this. This is setting up a M. People call it a double top, but I'm not going to call it double top. I still think we should bounce from here. But if we lose 4440, 4440, then it's going to be really crazy downside 4350 with a stoppage at 4395. On the upside potential, as I said, we are on the topmost area of the regression channel. So when we are on the top, the resistance level will keep on moving with the angle of regression channel. So it will become 4500 right where we have the book map, and then 4547. I think we should hit 4547 before the earnings starts. And then if we do that, this will be a really good move going into the earnings. All right. So any questions, anybody who are on Zoom or on YouTube regarding ES levels? I'm more than happy to take it. Anyone? Okay. Let's go to NQ. NQ had a midday doji, and it's exactly similar to the M pattern which I'm talking. Now, the only caveat between S&P or ES and NQ is not able to breach its previous high. On the other hand, ES had breached and make the newer highs. So if NQ loses 15,275, okay, 15,275, it's going to hit 181. That will be a back test. The moment we lose 181, we are open to 15,000, 14,000, 15,000 roughly, and then 14,000. Because this is a perfect M. Because this high is lower than this high. This high is greater than this. So in case, as I said, the numbers at 10 a.m. are negative for the market, NQ should lead as compared to ES. ES somehow will find some support at around 44.65, 44.68. And on NQ, that support level is 15,275. So if it's able to hold 15,475, it's fine. Otherwise, it's a perfect evening star setup. The moment we lose today's low, 15,000, what's the low? 15,255. That's about roughly 80 points from here. If we lose that, it will become an evening star, and in evening star, we are going down. As of now, I'm not saying it's an evening star because DMI is showing me all green. The momentum is solid. The 12 EMA is going fine. So the trend is good. So I'm not ready to short right away. I am ready to short once it loses this area. Otherwise, I will try to do a buy. Again, I will post the levels for both NQ and ES with my chart so that it's easier for you to remember and use it. But that's how I see NQ. If we are able to breach and like cross above yesterday's or today's high, I think we will get rid of this dodginess and then we continue. If we fail here, we'll fail bad. That's the whole thing. Because we were able to break out from this channel. Now we are coming back and we are coming back within the channel with a dodgy, which is never a good sign. Okay. If we lose, we'll hit 15,181, 15,000 and 14,838. This is like a stare down. Because if it becomes evening star, we should hit this and that will become red. So we should follow with 2 red candles. That's the outcome from an evening star. So we should come. This will be a real, like before earnings, if we come here, 14,838, just fill your positions. Okay. And on the upside, I still see 15,996, 16,000 coming. Like if everything stays fine, we should be hitting 16,000 on NQ before Netflix numbers. Now, I recommended Netflix today, and I myself is carrying Netflix position exactly similar to what NQ is doing. Exactly similar. Dodgy at the top. I am looking forward to add Netflix if there's a dip. Like I'm carrying 714 calls of Netflix 450. Not a big position, but a small position as a disclaimer. And I'm keeping 440 because here 440 was tested. Here it was tested. Here it was tested. And here it was also tested. So 440, 438 acting as a good support for Netflix. I'm not going to short Netflix because 430 is the next support. So it comes here. It's a good position to accumulate. I expect Netflix to do a massive numbers on ER, and they should be perfectly set up for a good move. Yes, Nilesh sir, I am bullish on Netflix. I carried my positions from from Monday, and I made good money on them this morning. Like I entered at 6 and I sold them at 1080. So they were pretty good. Anyone else wants to share their screen or ask any questions? Otherwise, like I'm not going into the individual tickers. I'm yes, 450 is See, I'll show you one thing, Nilesh bhai. There was a gap. Like if you remember, 458 was my level at certain. I'll go to yes, yes. This is my extension from the previous area. There is a gap right there. If you can see, there is a minute gap right there. There is a gap at 550. There is also a gap right here. Okay, which has to be filled. You were bullish, but you entered at the wrong time. You entered at the morning right away. That's why I recommend people not to trade until 10ish, and I usually avoid my messages until 9:45 at 10ish area. But there is a gap, and that gap is acting as a resistance. That 455, 450, 55 is an area of a gap. Like last two times we had something similar, we saw a massive pullback. But this time we are starting from a pullback. See, it was a small M. This time we have a bigger M because we already came down from 440. We came down to 400 test, and then we are bouncing at the top. So unless and until we lose 430, I'm bullish on Netflix. Microsoft, I'm solidly bullish. I have no complaints. The only thing I want from Microsoft is it's not able to clear this 338.39 number. It's finding some really tough time crossing here. But today it's a bullish candle, tested the 12 EMA. We were away from 12 EMA, filled the gap, and we're all good. The support is really, really solid around 335, 336 on Microsoft. I still feel we are going to hit 345, 355, 360 on Microsoft. SOXL, SOXL. Oh, wow. This is a massive dip on it. Why did SXL dip today? See, SXL, I was positive on SXL, but it did test a back test of 12 EMA. If it doesn't hold, Mr. Bhalla, I would say get out from the position because you're already in a good profit. Try to enter around 22 if you are like here, because 2 points is a waste to lose. It's better if we can hold 12 EMA. If not, let's come back and wait for 34 EMA. 34 EMA, it will definitely give the bounce. We are still holding these gaps, and I think these gaps will persist. But right now, the most important area is this area, the trend line. Yeah, I got that. Like I was only watching at AMD. I did not see any other because all the other QCOM was fine, AMAT was fine, MU was fine. 6% for SXL, meaning 2% stocks should be down. So 23.5 should be your stop loss, Mr. Bella. If you hold that, it should be good. Yes, Sonu.
Hello, Naval Bhai. NVIDIA and AMD, please, your latest thoughts.
I'm not going to entertain that. I've answered you a million times about NVIDIA. If you cannot address it, I cannot do that. Anything. AMD, I will cover. AMD has come back from 117, 118 area, and I was waiting for 114 because that was my 12 EMA. And I think if it holds 114 as a resistance, then we might come back for 111. But if it come back above 114, we should continue our move higher towards 118 to 124. This because right now I don't see any gaps on AMD until like we go back all the way to 75. So this should be a pretty solid support area for AMD 112, 114. It's a good solid support. Yes. Coin calls I'm holding and they were in loss for now. It didn't work out.
Naval bhai, can you please look at snow also? Oh, sorry, sharp. My mistake.
Again, so no, I'll tell you for the last time, I'm not here to cover your portfolio. This is a hammer, 12 EMA, and it's consolidating. It's holding 12 EMA, so I'm not negative on it at all. Till the moment it's closing above 12 EMA, it's fine. It should continue. It's actually making a bull flag right here. It's a bull flag. Yes, or a triangle, you can call it. Come on. So if we can, like they have earnings coming up in the last week of July, I think it will do one more level of consolidation before doing anything. Because it has seen some massive move. It's consolidating into that price, which is really bullish thing. So any dip which comes around 60, 61 should be bought. All right, guys, if okay, Meta. Meta is news sensitive. So I really don't know what's going to happen, but Meta has really started to fill the gap for 300 something. And this is a very steep and slant, like from 88 all the way to 300. That's a 300% return. And it's right there to fill the gap. The gap starts at 316. And the resistance is at 296, 297. I think 297, if we break 297, we should head higher. If we lose 297, then I don't see it pushing higher currently, because it is in this, like it has not even come down to this resistance line. So any dip is getting bought. If we get rejected from 297, I think 285, 286, where it is finding the good support, is an area where we should add. I'm like looking forward to add Meta. And honestly, I don't know what will be the earning estimates for Meta. Last time they beat handsomely and they ran. This time I have no idea. Okay, so if 297 is done, we should see 315 on Meta for sure. And that's the reason I'm looking at 16,000 on Nasdaq, like Microsoft going towards 360 area, Amazon towards 145, Google towards 135, then Apple towards 200, Nvidia 435. If it breaks, then should see 485, Netflix to 500. So if all these companies are moving, only then index is going to hit 16,000, right? Ike Snow is a good ad at 169. I gave 169 and from 169 it hit 190. So I will still stay with 169 area. $169. It consolidates and then it just goes up. So 169, 170, it almost came to 170. I would add Snow here, 100% here. All right, guys. Thank you very much for joining. Anybody who has any questions can put their charts and ask me for review. I will answer that. And tomorrow, let's wait for 10 a.m. and see what happens from those numbers. Do not jump into the market and start to make short unless and until we lose 44.40. 44.40 is still 1% away. 15,275 is 80 points away on Nasdaq. So Nasdaq will lead the fall if we are falling. Do not rush at all. We have seen quite one directional market. We will be ready, or we should be getting ready for some volatility into the ERs. All right. Thank you for joining in tonight, and I hope you are getting something. Mr. Bella demo was already done from 10:15. You joined late. It was done for 40 minutes, 30 minutes. You can watch the demo in the live video. I gave the time on the Twitter, 10:15. And that's where I usually do my daily videos. All right, guys. Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Take care.